My name is Jack Meyer. I'm from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, and I play football. I didn't start playing football till my junior year of high school. I was actually a soccer player my whole life. Ended up falling out of soccer in high school, and I was in gym class kicking a football during just messing around, and word got around to the head football coach, and I ended up playing football the fall of my junior year. Okay, so my junior year of high school, I was not very good at kicking. Didn't get good till my senior year, really. I had a really good senior year. We unfortunately only had 8 games because of COVID, so I didn't have a lot of film, but I had really great camp film, practice film, and some good kickoff film from the season. I ended up going to a national showcase, which is what invite-only event for all the best kickers in the country. And I went there, performed really well. I beat out a couple guys that had pretty good scholarships, D1 scholarships. Like my senior year of high school, I graduated early in January. And so I focused on just training and working in the spring. I thought I was going to get a Division I scholarship to a school, and I ended up not getting what I thought I was going to get. And because of that, I didn't accept some of the smaller offers I had to D2 schools and stuff like that. And I ended up not having anywhere to go at the end of my senior year, not knowing if college football was really going to be the route for me. So out of high school, I thought I was a lot better than I maybe was, and I didn't have very good film. And I thought I was too good to play Division II or Division III football. So I kind of didn't talk to those coaches, not necessarily ignored them, but just didn't really look into those opportunities. Really only focused on Division I schools and Division I FBS schools because, I wanted to shoot for the stars, go for the best possible school. I competed at the National Showcase down in Austin, Texas, so all the best high school kickers in the country get invited and they compete against each other to kind of hash out who's the best, and some guys get offers, some don't. I ended up beating out a couple guys that had pretty big Division I FBS offers, and so I felt like I deserved to have that opportunity, and that opportunity just never came my way. So I was kind of resentful towards the other schools that I thought I was too good to go to. I ended up not having an opportunity, and all of a sudden it was the summer going into my freshman year of college, and I wasn't committed anywhere, and I didn't really have any schools talking to me. I remember one afternoon, the head coach at University of Wisconsin Stout, Clay Birmingham, he's a great guy, I love you, Clay. Coach Birmingham was very straightforward, and he said, I have an opportunity for you to play college football. You can walk in and be a starter on day one. If you want to be a kicker and punter, you can come play here. And at that point, I wanted to play football. So I said yes. A lot of times as a freshman going into a school and starting, a lot of guys might have resentment towards you because you're young and you're walking in and taking their job or whatever, but the other guys there, they didn't make me feel that way at all. They accepted me. I found value in football and in success and in the praise of the people around me. So when I played well, I had good games, and you got praise and people, oh, good job. I hit a big game winner during one of our games, and it was like that was the kind of thing that really brought me purpose and value, and I felt like I was doing something important and I mattered to a lot of people. And that was great during the football season. It was awesome. And then once football season ended and I no longer had that affirmation from my teammates and from my coaches, I felt like there was a little bit of an emptiness that started growing inside of me. Like I didn't know where to find my value and where to find my purpose. And not going to class and hanging out with your friends and leaning into the college lifestyle did not work well for me. It put me into a place where I was no longer eligible the spring of my freshman year to play football anymore because I basically failed all my classes. And I didn't really care because the only thing I cared about was football. And I didn't realize at the time that doing that, not going to class, not doing the things I needed to be doing, just hanging out with my friends, and they weren't exactly great friends for me that were not exactly promoting good decisions. I didn't realize the effects that would have on my ability to play football until the summer after my freshman year when I got called into the coach's office, and it wasn't just one coach, it was all the coaches, and they sat me down and were like, you can't play in the fall. So yeah, after football season, I kind of lost my identity. I kind of turned away from my faith and my family. I lost my relationship with my parents pretty quick. In the spring of my freshman year, I dropped out of school, which really meant I just stopped going to class. I had some rough voices in my life telling me that college wasn't for me and football wasn't for me, and I shouldn't be trying to pursue something that's unrealistic. And I listened to those voices, I really did, and I got a dead-end job and just kind of lived a rough life. You go to work, you come home, you party, you go to work, you come home, and it's just this cycle of emptiness and not being fulfilled ever. And so for about a year, 9 months, I did what I wanted every day, and it turned out really bad for me. I got really sick. I was constantly calling into work, and there was days where I couldn't eat, I couldn't drink, I was throwing up blood. I ended up going to the hospital, and the doctors were like, it's gonna be bad for you unless you get your act together. I had a couple good conversations with good people that cared about me, and they convinced me. They're like, you need to go back home, go find the people that love you and get your life back on track. So I kind of left a lot of people behind in my life that weren't good for me, as much as I didn't want to, and I thought that they were great friends and looking out for me and all that. And so I ended up moving back home. I got on a health journey it was kind of a month. It was about November of 2022. I moved back home and I started eating healthy again, not eating gluten, working out, doing the things I needed to be doing. It was about right after Christmas time, and my parents and I made the decision that, the place where I was at in my life, physically, my environment was not, a positive thing for me. We decided that a big change needed to happen in order for me to really get things going. And so I remember calling my uncle, who lives down in Texas, and was just like, hey, I need a place that's a positive environment. And so I picked up everything in like a 2 days notice, put everything I owned into a car, and just drove down to Texas. I had no plan other than that. I was just ready to restart my life and get back on track. And that ended up being really good for me. Just mentally, being a young college guy and kind of accepting like, okay, I made a lot of mistakes. I did a lot of things that were wrong. I hurt a lot of people that loved me. But I accepted that I could bounce back from that and I could move forward. And the first, steps for me in that were my faith and my family. So I really leaned into my family. They supported me. I leaned into my faith. I started going to church again, reading my Bible again. And miraculously, my life started to turn around. After the spring, thanks to my family, I was able to move back home to Chippewa and kind of go from there. I was healthy again. I felt great again. I had confidence again. And I had kind of refound my purpose and my worth, my value in my life, in my faith, Jesus Christ, and in my family. I heard about JUCO, and I was like, oh, maybe I could go do this. They accept guys with really low GPAs, and on a 6 days notice, packed up all my things into my car and drove to San Diego, California. I had a really great season at Palomar. I ended up leading the nation in kickoff yards, average that is. The biggest lesson that I can take away and that I can, give to other young athletes is, to lean into the people that are trusting and believing in you and loving you, especially your parents and your faith. That's what got me through everything, was my faith in my parents. No matter what obstacle I ran into, what roadblock was in my path, every time I fell down, my parents were there to pick me back up and were there to accept me with open arms. Every time I felt like I wasn't worthy of God and his relationship and his love, he picked me right back up every single time. When I had the strongest faith and was doing everything I could to have a stronger personal relationship with Jesus Christ, it's like those were the times where I was being the most successful in my life, in football, in my relationship with my parents, with my friends, like whatever I was doing. And I would just say really lean into that and lean into your relationship with God, your relationship with Jesus Christ, and your family, the people who are supporting you and loving you. My identity isn't in football anymore. My identity is in Jesus Christ. My faith is everything. My family is everything. And it puts into perspective the things that are important in life. My name is Jack Meyer. I'm a football player. I'm a son, a brother, a friend, but most importantly, I'm a child of God, and that's my narrative.